Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Motorsport for some more multiplayer racing. Now, for this session we were using B-class cars. However, they had to weigh more than £2,800 and they had to be on race tyres because we were running very, very high tyre wear. There was a mandatory pit stop as well, so pit strategy was going to play an important part. Reason for the weight limit is if you don't do this, you basically want as light a car as possible. So by forcing everyone to weigh more than £2,800, you open up the selection of vehicles. Although admittedly, I did things a bit odd, and I built a Mazda Cosmo, and it's hideous. And it was very difficult to get it to weigh £2,800 with a lot of ballast and some very silly wheels, but I did get there. Also, I do apologise. I accidentally left the overlays on from streaming when I started recording this, and I didn't realise until it was too late. So they shouldn't be there, but there's nothing I can do about it now. Well, I have set the grid up wrong. Didn't mean to do a rolling start, but never mind. We are racing. I must have flicked one of the settings across, but that's fine. We are off and tucked away here at Grand Oak. The Cosmo is a bit of an acceleration box. We're going to see how it does with the handling side of things around here. And the tyres, well, I just don't know. I've put it on mediums because it means I can cover all of the bases, really. It means that if it turns out the tyre wear is higher than expected, we can kind of bail and go on hard tyres. If we need, if the tyre wear is not as bad, maybe we can go on soft. We may go medium and medium if, you know, the race is looking like it's one of those kind of races. We will see. I definitely want some long straights here for the Cosmo. There is a car to the inside, but it's not going to be able to... It's not going to have the momentum on the exit there. Here comes the Cosmo with all of the speed in the world. It's very fast down here. The Volvo is a brave choice. I don't know whether it is being front-wheel drive or whether it has been swapped. Front-wheel drive with high tyre wear is normally a death sentence. Because, well, you're asking a lot of the front tyres. You're asking them to steer, you're asking them to do a lot of the braking, and you're asking them to put the power down. We're going to get past the Mustang there. The Falcon is up ahead. Here comes the little Mazda. It's a very, very heavy little Mazda, this. £2,800 is not a lot by modern car standards, but it was not easy to get this where it wanted it to be. Now, I don't know what other people might be on in terms of tyres, of course. Sadly, one thing that Forza does desperately need is some sort of graphic, or I say desperately need, one thing that would be fun to see, I reckon, is some sort of graphic to inform you of, what compound of tyres people are on. I don't know what happened behind us. I'm going to go get, I've got a second telemetry up because we are already chewing through our tyres, quite alarmingly. That's okay. I guess the real question is, do you try... Oh, God, there's so much understeer in this car. It is fast, but there is just a mountain of understeer. Here comes Scotty with the Ford. It's not going to be close enough, and we are going to have a go to try and get past the GT86. Now, it's not the easiest spot to overtake there, because the car on the outside can sometimes do what they just tried there, which is sort of remain on the outside, because then you're the inside for the next corner. However, they just did not quite have the grip to go with the Cosmo, and we will jump up a position. We're going to attack the curb maybe a little bit too aggressively through there, but it's fine. Scotty's Ford is not far away. Probably not going to have a look into turn one. Turn one here is fast. It's very fast. It is a very difficult corner to be overtaking on. You're probably better off trying a pass through here, but Scotty not quite close enough. Potentially happy to come with us as well if we are making good progress on catching the big pack of vehicles in front, which, I mean, we're not doing too badly. It's helpful that they're fighting one another. Me and Scotty and Shadow are kind of able to focus on chasing them down. We're on 30% tyre wear. I'm thinking this is possibly a medium kind of a race. The tyre wear on the Cosmo is not too bad. I was worried we were going to be spinning the tyres up and burning them. And the question is, though, would you get away with soft tyre? Is the real challenge. Do we reckon you would be able to get away with a soft tyre. I mean, maybe a better driver than I would be able to be getting away with a soft tyre somewhere in this. I don't know. I'm glad I didn't. I was contemplating putting the car on hards to start with. Oh, Aaron's got a load of understeer. That was a hell of a pit entry for someone there. That was a one hell of a choice of a last second dive across there. We're on 40% as we start lap 4. We are to the inside of a Buick. Can we get this thing stopped? We can down here, and we will make the turn. The Falcon is still definitely not far behind us. That thing has pretty much come with us through the field. It is now going to get more difficult for us, though. Once we get into the pack of cars, it is going to get tougher because, yeah, we're going to have to be dealing with, well, potentially battling. It just helps. We've got so much straight line speed. I say potentially battling. It does also help when they go for a little bit of an adventure in that one. We have got a lot of speed. I should have maybe gone to the inside down there, and we could have possibly made that one work. Now, the question is, do we go for another lap? I reckon we're good for it. I reckon we're good for another lap, and then we might be able to go for softs at the end. That's what I'm thinking. It might be a gamble, that one. It's not going to be as easy a pass on Gliska through there. We're kind of pinched to the bottom on that. So someone dove in. Yeah, I mean, I think most cars up here will go for another lap, and then they will try. Oh, I think Gliska wants the pit lane. I guess we're going in now. I didn't want to do that one. That was not what we wanted to do whatsoever, but to try and stay out would have been a crash, and we would have had to brake. So I guess we're coming in now. I guess we have no other choice. I guess we are going on mediums for the end. I don't know whether we'd have made it on soft. I feel like we would have killed the softs. Sorry, in the background, I am currently distracted by the fact that my dog was perfectly happy asleep on the bed, and Eve decided to leave me and went and sat on him and is now complaining about the dog moving because she went and sat on him. Eve, that's your own doing. That is your own doing completely. Yeah, maybe softs till the end from there could maybe have worked. The concerning part would have been they would be really bad by the very end of the race. Now, I think Gliska has put softs on that car, would be my guess. At this point, I really wanted to go another lap. However, yeah, so Gliska has now clearly got more grip than me. My hope is that they will be very poorly by the end of this. I mean, if I can annoy Gliska here with my straight line speed, that would be helpful. Longbow is ahead of us and has pitted. Stevie leads, having not pitted yet. Yeah, my hope is basically that we are going to be good at the final lap when they're maybe dropping off a little bit. But yeah, it was really not quite what we wanted to do. So I don't think we've got great tyre wear in this car, but we have got absolutely fantastic speed down the straight. So we've got so much acceleration, we're able to be really, really annoying down the straights. So even though we are now going to be at a big tyre disadvantage for at least a little while, I'm going to be a nuisance here. But there we go. Oh, that was a lot of understeer through there, but we will still remain flat out in that section. Gliska is going to have a look. I mean, so that's 10% for me. I'm hoping this is going to be, you know, considerably more than that. I don't know what the relativistic tyre wears are going to be like here. So yeah, this is where I would have wanted to be pitting, and everyone who's come out is going to be on soft. Yeah, we possibly should have gambled on the softs, as you can see here. Everything is just coming back past us again. We will get out of there very quickly, and once more, straight line speed of the Cosmo is glorious. It is so fast down here. We will get it to the inside, but it's on a very, very tight line, so we will struggle to make that one fully stick. Shadow is going to fight back on the exit. Now, of course, Rusky and Wyvern will be on the soft tyres at this point, as will Scotty, and they will be, you know, more than happy to go to the end. We're kind of a little bit stuck in that one. Scotty has caught and will be in a strong position here. looks like the battle for the lead is going on, which I think is Impego versus Grumples, but I'm not particularly sure there. I'm really hoping at least Gliska's tyres start dying by the end of this race. Unfortunately, yeah, the chances that we had kind of went away. Our strategy was a little bit screwed in this one, and the tyre wear wasn't quite as high as I was initially expecting, which is a little bit of a shame for me. Scotty is going to get that one to the inside. I mean, we're going to make it difficult for the Falcon here. We will continue to fight the good fight through this section and make it as tough as we can through this one, and we have done so. We've made a little bit of a train of cars behind us. Yeah, they're just not hurting enough yet in all of that. Our strategy has not worked our strategy was not quite able, was not really allowed to attempt it. I think it would have worked. Whether we could have done anything about the leaders, I don't know. The Cosmo is very fast, though. The Cosmo is very fast, there is no doubt about that. However, yeah, there was some difficulties in this. Gliska's tyres may just be crying a little bit right about now. However, yeah, that is unfortunately for me just not quite what we needed. It's good information about the Cosmo's speed, and we can see that it's clearly a very, very awkward car to deal with. I'll take an 8th place, considering we were a long way back, and yeah, there was only so much we could have managed to do, but yeah, I like the speed. I liked the speed in that one. Me and Scotty basically roared our way up through the field in in that one. Impego would take victory ahead of Grumple. Stevie would end up 3rd. We were there or thereabouts, but a slightly scuffed plan caused some grief. But there we go. On to the next one. Well, I'm not going to complain about this in terms of a start. I mean, tyre-wise, maybe this is not the... well, because the grid's random, so you commit to your tyres without knowing where you are going to be starting. If I knew I was starting up here, this might not be what I would have done with the mediums. I would have made most for soft tyres, because there probably will be someone who is running on softs in this. However, the Cosmo is going to be a nightmare to deal with. It is mighty fast in terms of accelerating. That's kind of the point with this one. And yeah, if we can run down these straights, we could basically make it really awkward for a soft-tyred car to deal with us here. I'm just going to get it stopped though. It is not the nicest car to drive this. It's certainly by no means the nicest car I've ever built. It is understeery and difficult. But it is a little rocket ship when it gets going. We are pulling away from the Mustang for the moment. That is what we want, and I'm actually braking a little bit early for some of these. I mean, I'd rather be braking a little bit early than braking a little bit late at the end of the day. That is, oh, something's gone off in the background. That is, you know, I'd rather be a little bit safe than have a big accident, a big needless accident, but there we go. Now, we will, I don't know how fast we're going to get away with through there. Probably not that fast, ideally. Oh. Okay, we definitely do not have the grip to get away with that. That was very close to a tremendous accident. Really not what we need. Got it back on the circuit. That's the bit that kind of mattered through that, but it was really, really sketchy. Okay, well, we crossed the line with the limit. You can see how fast we are in a straight line compared to the Mustang back there. The Falcon, I think, is more evenly matched with us in this. That Ford is going to be the bane of our race in many ways. Now, I'm looking at the lap count. I think we want to come in. Do we want to come in at the end of lap 4? I think that's what we're aiming for. Oh, Scotty's got kind of entangled in that battle, and that is helping me. That is helping me massively, in that we are just able to not do anything silly and drive like this. Now, there may be... Like, what other strategies would you go for? Honestly, I've got the best possible start I could ask for. Not only did we start on pole, everybody behind us is having a big old scrap, and that helps me out massively. And tyre-wise, you know, if you're on softs, anyone back there is struggling to utilise them, and I will go on to soft. The only real big downside to my strategy is if I pit at the end of lap 4 and my softs die that is the bit that could hurt us. There is not... there's not much. We could try and run a lap longer, but then you do run the risk. I doubt anybody on the end of lap 3 is going to come in and go for softs. So you have to make a pit stop. I cannot sit here and simply try and make these tyres last until the end. There is a mandatory stop in this. We are keeping the gap at about that 1.8, 1.9 second one. Keeping the gap there while also being relatively sensible with the car. Just try not to do anything stupid. I say it's a difficult one. I have got this nice lead. I don't want to overdrive the car and make silly mistakes at the end of the day, which is easy to do with a vehicle like this. You know, I've done it plenty of times in the past. So just be smooth, make the most of this car's apparently lightning acceleration. It's by no means the most powerful car here, and it meets just the minimum weight. It is right on the borderline. That was the whole point. A little bit with this build. Now, what will... I don't think you could get away with pitting now and go for softs till the end. We're at 30%. I mean, we're doing about 10% of that in this one. With the softs, I just don't think you would get away with pitting here and making it to the finish line. Scotty has closed up a little bit through this. Now, if you're on softs, you might be pitting on this lap to go to your mediums. I don't know whether anybody might try a soft and soft. That would be mad. I mean, if you could make them last. Okay, Scotty has bailed into the pits. Interesting. I mean, if Scotty was on soft, that helps me out massively. It's either that or Scotty's going for a massive stint on the soft tyres to finish, which I can't imagine would work particularly well, but maybe you would make that one... You could try and make that one work. I guess you would undercut me in theory. It's not like we have got really hurting tyres at the moment, so we're not going to be losing time here, but, you know, Scotty's outlap in theory will be faster than my in-lap. And I guess there is an element of, you know, if you just follow the car ahead, well, Scotty caught a few tenths of a second. You know, going for an alternate strategy, not a bad idea at all. So we will see. We will see how this one all pans out. I suspect we're going to see a lot of cars diving into the pits on this lap. Alright, come on Cosmo, we can do this. I mean, we have got a lovely clear track. We've got a lovely clear track. Still got Gib got behind with Aaron and Rusky back there. There's a little bit of a group behind us, but we are well clear of that, so we don't really have to worry about that one. Now, the pit entrance here isn't the easiest. I do know that much. I mean, if we went around again, it's not the end of the world. But, yeah, we have got to make sure we get the car into the pits. Right, here we go. Soft tyres, don't need any fuel. Let's see what happens here. Where are we going to come out in relation to the Ford? This is the big question. And if the Ford is on soft tyres, will they be dead by the end of the race? Will they be dying by the end of the race? In theory, yes. And I mean, other traffic, you may have someone trying to run longer, so we are likely to get spat out into some form of traffic. Where is that Ford? I spot a Ford. I think the Ford is going to jump us here in the pit stops. We are going to come out, just behind Scotty. So, as potentially expected, the Falcon has come out in front of us. Now, the question is, will those tyres last if they put it on softs, or did Scotty go to start on softs? We don't know in this one. The speed that well, if we were running that fast on mediums compared to softs, that car will breeze past regardless. I guess this is will the Falcon have enough tyre life to do this? We're on, 7 times tyre wear, so it's a lot of tyre wear we've got going on. It's going to be a large number of laps asked for the Falcon, but I guess we will find out here. And you know, if the car can make it, can we find a way past on the track here? Oh, is second gear what I want there? Possibly. We will see. This is the corner that we struggle on coming up. There's a lot of understeer from the Cosmo. I mean, I've had, you know, some cars that'll run absolutely flat out through that one. Oh, we put a wheel on the dirt through that one, which is not great. Now, tack the final corner. No, tacked it wrong. God, don't put wheels on the dirt. It's a bad time through all of that. Really don't want to be putting wheels on the dirt. Right. Are any of those cars going to get spat out into the way of us? No. That is going to sort itself out. And the Falcon may be just a little bit... I mean, it's very close in terms of pace. I think that Ford may be a little bit faster. It's whether it's going to hold on to its tyres till the end of this. At the moment, I'm not really in a place to be looking for a way past. We're at 20% over one lap. By the end of this, we'll be forward. By the end of the race, we're going to be at 60. Scotty could be at 80. And I don't think that's going to be survivable, but we will have to wait and see, really. We will bobble our way over there. The Ford is pulling away. I mean, we're only talking by tenths here. I want to push, naturally. Of course I want to try and chase down. Wyvern's come out in third in order to be an effective third place. But this is one of these things, like, I want to push, but I also am aware that I think Scotty's going to have massive tyre issues by the end of this race. It might not be as bigger tyre issues as I was hoping. That's the problem, though. Scotty may have done this one right. I just don't think I have quite... I think I have quite got an answer for the Falcon in terms of pace here, especially not down this section. This section here is where we really struggle. I mean, because we're heading on to the final lap now, and Scotty is just further away. Will the tyres on the Ford hold up? Have I got any answer to the Falcon's pace? I mean, I don't think so. We have steadily lost time to that car. Stevie is in the pits at the moment and is going to fall further back. Yeah, I think, well, unless the tyres really give up on that, we're at 40% on this, and I'm going to say Scotty's surely got to be at 60. It's going to be, that car's going to be hurting around the very final few corners, but it might still work. It might work just well enough. It could be a drag race towards the line. We will have to wait and see. We have definitely gained on this lap. We have been gaining in places where we haven't really been gaining on the Falcon before. Come on. My gear ratios are not quite right for this corner, which does hurt me a little bit. Of course, while the tyres might be dying on that, it's still going to get off the corners quite nicely. Still going to have the power, and they're not dying that much to completely hinder the acceleration. We are hoping, I mean, this is the big test in terms of the cornering, and the Falcon is through pretty nicely. We are trying to full send it through here. I think Scotty's tyres have gone. We very much we got too greedy through that one, but it won't be enough. It won't be enough. Scotty is going to hold on. We needed a little bit longer. We needed to be closer. We needed to be closer. If I had managed to, if I hadn't lost that bit of time while chasing, if we'd been a little bit faster, we could maybe have done something. But unfortunately, not quite. Unfortunately, not quite in that. Yeah, Scotty very much had the tyres dying, but we were not close enough to do anything about it. So we will have to settle for second. It was a good strategy call from the Ford. Wyvern got up to third with a good sort of pit strategy, jumped a lot of the traffic because we did see there was sort of a big scuffle behind us in that. Stevie made up a bunch of places with the Coronet as well, with a late pit stop. But yeah, I like the Cosmo. We just needed about 3 more corners, and we probably could have done it. But in the end, yeah, not quite. So, there we have it. The Cosmo was certainly not too bad. I mean, it's by no means the best driving car I have ever built. The tyres were not wearing as quickly as I thought they were going to at Grand Oak, so that was a bit of a A bit of a bad call from me to run the mediums, although it did show how fast the Cosmo was, considering we were on completely the wrong tyres at the end of that one, and we still didn't do too badly. I mean, we had a good spot on the grid, and it was just slightly the wrong strategy. At Homestead, I thought the softs on Scotty's car were going to die before the end of the race, and while they did die at the very end, I just couldn't quite keep pace with the Falcon. I think ultimately the Falcon was a little bit faster over that race than I was, yeah, it was fun. Some interesting strategy calls, and my very, very silly Cosmo worked well enough, even if it does look incredibly dumb. And it's certainly not the nicest car that I have ever built, but there we go. That is going to be it for this video. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the Versus the Community sign-up section, and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.